Okay, part two on how I found out that my dad had passed away. As I said, every day after school, my dad would because when he was in the hospital, like when I found out he was in the hospital, he may have called me, he may have told me on the phone, he may have called and told me he was on the phone. I don't know. I don't like I said, I don't even remember how I found out he was in the hospital, but I know he was in the hospital because my daddy would call me every day after school while he was in the hospital. So this particular day, it was on a Tuesday. And as I mentioned to y'all before, I'm the youngest of 6 girls. So I have 5 older sisters. My shirt, sorry. I live with my grandmother. When my mama had to go back to work, because like I said, she had 6 girls. My dad passed when I was 8, so she had to go back to work. So I just stayed with my grandmother growing up. When it was a choice, it wasn't something like my mama gave me away or anything like that. It was a choice because when I was 6 years old, cause my grandmother watched me from 3 weeks old till I was 6, got ready to go to school, and then my mom came to get me. But that's another story. But I wanted to come back here, and I wanted to stay with my grandma. So I came back, and like I said, this particular day, it was a weekday. It was a Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was a Tuesday. And normally all of us are at school. So it would be abnormal for any of my other sisters to be at the house because, like I said, I stayed with my grandma. My sisters don't stay with mama and daddy. They stay with my parents, and I stayed with my grandma because I was the youngest, and she needed to watch me. My mama and daddy went back to work. So, like I said, it was unusual for any of my sisters to be home during a weekday, and especially not my deaf sister. My second sister, she's deaf. I got 5 older sisters. The second one's deaf. So it was very rare for her to even be home during the weekday at all. She would come home every Friday. She came home on Friday. So for anyone to be home, at my grandma's house during the weekday would be kind of odd, or unless my mama was with them. And I had just got out of school, so I would have been the one getting home first because I was in elementary. So as I said, this day I was just so anxious for school to be over. I'm like, yes, it's school almost over. I can't hurry up. I can't wait to get off the bus because daddy gonna be calling me. Those were my thoughts as I'm in class and such, ready for this day to be over. Cause as soon as I get out of school, I go home. Daddy gonna call me. I'm gonna wait for daddy to call me because daddy always call me every single day. So I'm rushing.